Okay, Marcy, this is Dennis Clark. I'm going to review your lesson from today. Give you a couple things, remind you of a couple things that we practiced. First of all, the diagnosis is pretty straightforward. You have an outside-in slice. Okay, so just so you don't get confused on the terminology, if that's the line of flight, everything in here is called the inside and everything here is called the outside. So your swing tends to come across, what we call across the ball, the name for it in golf, over the top, whatever you want to call it. It swings from the outside, and that often leaves the club open. Now, one of the reasons that happens is that you have, at this point, you take first of all, you take it away outside, right? So you see where that is? We got to get that club tucked inside much sooner and keep it there. So I'll give you one here to look at. Let's see who we've got. See if I've got a downline driver. I'm going to add some models in here. So who do we have here? Sandra Gao. See that? This is what I was talking about before. Here's the target line. This is inside. This is outside. So as soon as she turns her shoulders, the club comes inside. Here it goes again. One move, push the club away by rotating the shoulders, and the club's in here. Okay, so one of the first things that you'll have to do is square up your shoulders. Your shoulders are too open. So get this shoulder further back. Move the ball back slightly in your stance. And you want to start your shoulders well before your arms, okay? You don't want to move the club that much without much shoulder motion. If you notice that by the time she gets halfway back, there's quite a bit of her chest is turning toward the camera here, her back's turning toward the target. But on your side, we see the arms moving, Marcy, a lot more than the body. Okay, that's driving the club out of the way. So you're almost at the same point in the swing that she is. Just about waist high. Would you agree that your hands are just about waist high? So your hands are about the same height, but look where the difference in the club. So you're everything about your swing is outside in. It's set up open to go outside in. It goes outside on the takeaway, and then it never really gets rerouted. And when you get it to here, the hands are still pretty far away from the body. Now the club's straight up in the air. And it's going to be too vertical, huh? Here's the pitch to that club. And there's the pitch to that one. So I want to get your swing flatter. That's really what I want to do, is flatter. So we're really going to have to, roll those forearms open to get your swing not only more inside. Inside's a direction, but we've got to get it on a different incline too. And that's just got to go. I want to show you a pretty clear picture. I didn't want to. During the lesson, I just kind of point out the general direction here, and then I take a little more time in the videos. But I want to show you one really big difference. Look at her hands at the top of the swing. I'm going to draw a line from her hands over to, the bill of her cap here. Okay. Now, in your case, I'm going to draw a line from your hands over to the bill of the cap. You see how much, look how much room is behind her hands and her head. So she's really moved her hand line farther away from the ball, way back here, and the ball's way over here. Okay, that gives her all this room in here to swing down from inside. Okay, so you don't have your hands far enough back because of the elbow flying. Okay, another way to look at this would be this. Look at her right forearm. It's almost an L here, right? Bend the arm like this. And you see your arm, it's like this. It's almost horizontal to the ground. The same part of your arm, hers is almost vertical, and yours is almost horizontal. So what we've got to do then is that, another way of looking at it would be like this. The distance between your elbows here is huge, and you want to keep your elbows fairly close together. And this is nothing physical that, with your, it may be a little bit related to your shoulders, but you could still get a better habit of getting this club further back. Because when we do, you're going to have a lot more room to get inside, right? So when you're there, the club's starting to get outside your hands, yes? So my point to you is, once you come down, I think you're going to add a degree to your driver. And your hands are about, again, right around waist high. And her hands are right around waist high. And look where the club head is, still way back in here. And look where your club head is, still way out in here. She's still got her shoulders closed. Your shoulders are pretty well open at that point. And then look where the club comes, way outside the ball. And your shoulders are real open here. So it's really critical that we get your swing on the inside, because changing a direction is not like changing the incline of the club. Changing the incline plane is a tall order. Changing the direction from outside to inside can make all the difference in the world. And with your power, you would pick up another 20 yards. Because nothing good happens from out here. Either pull it over here or hit a big slice over here. Top it. Even you can top a driver from out there. And you've probably done that from time to time too, because it's hard to get to the ball consistently from that far outside. You've got a lot of power, a lot of speed, and we've got to try to let that work to your benefit by redirecting it to get inside. All right, so that's our goal, and I want to go down here a little bit. See, right there, instead of going straight up, Marcy, just keep pushing the hands back. You may be limited with your shoulder injuries, but I think you can go back a little further. Even if you're not going to get them like that video I was just showing you, but this is just a habit. I don't think that that's related to an injury. And I think it would be just as easy to push your hands further back. So from here, I want your hands to head to your right shoulder. What we're going to end up with is, when this gets in a little bit, you do that head cover drill with that in so it don't fall out, you're going to get some space between your hands and your head. And that's going to help you get inside. Okay, that's our goal, is to get you to feel eventually that we have more room to be able to swing. Much better. Inside there's a little later in the lesson. Look where the club is there. So let's go back and show you what progress is here. I just want you to see how big of a difference this is. This is 1 hour, okay? So I know you got another one scheduled with me. And by the way, what I'd do if I were you, Marcy, on that schedule, I don't know your personal schedule, but if you allot X amount of dollars for lessons this winter, and you're going to do a couple over the period of time, I think we should do another one soon, sooner maybe than 2 weeks. And then you could kind of spread them out. But since we did a considerable amount of changing today, I mean, you can do it any way you want. I mean, but as long as you're committed to changing this, and I think you should, because you're, like I said, you got a chance to play much better golf. Maybe we should back this one up with another one. That's why I like that 3-day program I have, because it gets you in, you know, back to back to back in a small group, and then we can follow up. But if you don't see you again for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is, it could be different. But okay, so here's where we started, right, on the right here. Just want to wait a second. I'm playing this in super slow motion because I want you to appreciate this. Okay, same point in the swing, wouldn't you say? Almost identical point in the swing. Okay, hands much further out from the body, club head much further out from the hands. Okay, this is going, this is outside the ball. This is way inside the ball. So the left one is the one we like. Okay, look where it got in line with your hands, Marcy. Look where it is now. Look how much tighter your hands are to your body there. Look where the club head is in relation to your hands. It is day and night. On the left is where we want to go. On the right is where we started. In 1 hour you did this. So there's no, and you hit a couple draws, big beautiful draws, that much less of a slice too when you did this. So it's all about, now here's where I want you to keep working. From here, don't let your hands pick the club up. Just let them keep pushing back, push them back, push them back. Remember that old thing in football, the cheerlead, push them back, way back. So, okay, so if I could get you just, that's a little bit further, that's just a little bit further, that would be huge. This arm is if you called that off right there and said, man, I'm going to make that the end of my backswing, it would be great. But that extra stuff, you just don't have to do it. Because that elbow's causing it. That's all motion with the club. Your shoulder's not doing a thing there. You know, it's like, it started off here. You keep that elbow down. Please do the head cover drill as much as you can and push these hands back further, okay? Arm down, and as far as your hands will go behind, with that, your shoulders will allow. Okay, this left arm breaks down on you. That's, I don't think it's too many things to worry about. But I would like to get this gap reduced and get your knee to kick in to your left knee toward your right knee instead of out toward the ball. That's all stuff we can do later. But first of all, we've got to get this club inside. That's the whole thing. And the more you get it behind you, Marcy, the more inside chance, more room we got to get it inside. There's my point. That's inside. It's called back to the target golf, you know. Like I showed you that video, and I'll put it up for you again so you can appreciate it. Now you have to appreciate a difference there, right? Where are you in relation to the ball? Inside of it. Where are you in relation to the ball? Outside of it. Your shoulders are squarer, more square here. They're very open here. So you're less over the top. And the more you come from the inside, the better chance we got of hitting the ball square face, just like you did a couple times. It's all about getting inside and then getting the club released. It really is. You know, and as I said, if we can just work on those things, I think you're going to make a big step in the right direction. Okay? All right. Any questions, give me a call. Turn your shoulders, club behind you, release it from the inside. Feel like you're swinging down with your back still at the target. Swing from the inside to the outside. Let those hands roll over. Let them roll over and release the club. So turn and release.